everyone.
Hello, everybody.
And welcome to Kirsty and Bryony's Comfort Zone.
I am Kirsty.
And I am Bryony, and we are here to listen to the world of dreams and try to make sense of it all.
Oh my god. Here we are again.
Here we go again into dreams. I have been re-rendering all of our old podcasts, and it has given me so much joy to listen to the evolution of our introduction as it's gone on. Because our first one, I heard so many times, because obviously I spent so long editing it because it was my first time editing, and I listened to it so many times. So it was really familiar to me when we were just like, we just said, hello, welcome, we are in your ears, we are in your brains.
Oh my god, we should have stuck with that.
And then we went on to try and decide what to call the podcast, and we were like, we can't have Dreamcast, we can't have Dreamies, we can't have Dream Girls. And then you said we should call it something like short and simple, and my suggestion was Bonk.
Okay.
So there you go.
There you go.
This podcast in an alternate universe is just called Bonk.
How did we land on Comfort Zone?
I don't remember, to be honest.
Oh.
It must be in there somewhere.
Yeah,
I just don't remember where it happened. But we did. I mean, I think it is a good name. Too bloody late now if it's not.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of other podcasts called Comfort Zone.
There are.
But when you search on Spotify, I think we are like the first one that comes up now. I think we've like wrestled our way to the top.
Hell yeah.
But it might also be that
comfort zones. We're in charge.
Get uncomfortable, comfort zones.
Yeah. We're the comfiest.
But the problem is, it might be because it's obviously our podcast, so maybe that's why it's just like, of course you're looking for this.
No, it's not that, just because we're the best.
Because I remember there was a time I used to work with this guy, this like really posh actor, and he also was like a classical singer. And I remember one time he posted this screenshot on Facebook being like, look, I went onto Amazon and it like my album was at the top of the search. Like, can you believe it? And I was like, oh dear sweet baby boy, that's the algorithm. That's because you're searching for it. And I didn't want to say because he was so proud and happy. I was just like, oh yay, that's nice.
Well done. Oh,
it's like being like, oh look, it comes up in my search bar when I go to type something. It's like, yeah, because you already searched it. Oh, bless.
Oh, bless. Oh, my goodness.
But that's not the case for us. It's just because we're super cool and and
it's
popular.
just because we're the best podcast, right? Right?
I do wonder what all the other comfort zones are about.
Well, the one
If
that
they're
stole our YouTube handle, it seems to be about business.
business.
Which is interesting. They just talk about business. So I don't know why they're called Comfort Zone. Unless they just really like business.
I guess, is it to do with like how starting a new business is outside of your comfort zone?
I guess.
But then it should be called out of your comfort zone.
Exactly.
It should have been called business zone.
Oh, see? This is why we're the number one comfort zone. Business.
I still can't believe they managed to make that YouTube like less than a month before we went to make one.
Yeah,
like,
we've been
if only
talking
we
about
had have done it.
Making our own YouTube channel for Comfort Zone for so long, and we finally did it yesterday. And we looked, and yeah, these people jumped on YouTube in April and took the Comfort Zone.
Yeah,
we're like, no.
Let this be a lesson not to procrastinate.
You snooze, you lose.
Just do. We did, but then again, snoozing is our business. That's our business.
we are professional snoozers. Okay, that's our excuse. We were busy.
Busy snoozing. That reminds me, actually, there's this thing. It's okay. So there's a charity called the Bunny Jackpot Foundation, and they are doing this thing that is like, it's called the Big Bunny Jackpot Sleep-In.
Mm-hmm.
And you basically is to like raise awareness for the size of enclosure that you should have for bunnies.
Okay.
So you sleep in with your bunnies on the 8th of June. You have a little sleepover with your bunnies, and I'm so tempted to do it. I know that I will get a terrible night's sleep because Jerry bites you if you're not stroking him for a certain amount of time. And Fifi is just chaos in bunny form. So yeah, but I was like, oh, that just sounds so good.
You should do it. You'd have space to sleep. You know, they've got lots of space. Those lucky bunnies.
But I was thinking, should I stream it, or is that weird? Because part of me was like, that would be a really good way to raise awareness, to be like, I'm streaming the whole thing. You can watch me snoozing on the floor with bunnies jumping on me. Please donate. But then I was like, I don't know, like, how do you feel about the sleeping category on Twitch?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, more power to people who do it, but I wouldn't want to do it. I think I've said this before, like, I think I'm far too inclined to just start, like, stripping or something, you know?
That's what I worry about, like, because, okay, full disclosure, I sleep as God intended, butt naked. And I worry that if I go, because obviously I wouldn't do that on Twitch. Well, not twice anyway. So I'm like, what if I just in the middle of the night forget and just be like, okay, just whip my gym jams off.
Exactly.
I don't trust myself. So then I was thinking, what if I sneakily did it the night before and recorded it and then watched through and then streamed the video instead?
Oh my God. Well, now everybody knows.
Oh gosh, Dad. But I don't have the space on my hard drive for like 8 hours of footage. So
you need to sort out that hard drive, Bryony.
I do. That's partially why I was thinking of streaming it, because I was like, oh, what if I just then I can make like a little what's the video called? The fast forwardy time lapse.
Time lapse. Yeah.
You know, the speedy video.
It's one of those speedy boys.
I could do that, and that'd be cute. And I just think that would be a nice way to raise money for bunnies. And I have already asked the charity to sign up to Tiltify, so I'm already committed.
Hell yeah.
I need to get some Australian mods on loan so that they can actually be watching it.
I was going to say get Twisted Dan in, but he's not Australian anymore.
Oh, they've kicked him out the country.
They've kicked him out. Yeah, he's back here.
Ah, oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just get you to mod it. You're a, you know, I'll just say you play Final Fantasy and watch me sleep on the other monitor. You'll do such a better job of staying up than I do. I
well, you get up quite early, don't you? So I could probably swing it.
Oh yeah, stay up all night.
I would probably struggle for the last couple of hours, but I could probably manage. What I need you to do is, right, I would have you give me your stream key, which is totally fine, trust me. You stream the footage over to me and I'll run the stream from here, and if you start stripping, I'll cut to something else. And then I'll ring you. Right?
Perfect. Oh dear, oh dear. Imagine that being the thing that you got banned from Twitch for.
I was sleeping in with my bunnies to raise money, and then I just got naked. Got my baps out when I was asleep.
Got my buns out for the buns.
The buns are out for the buns.
Part of me wonders if I would have dreams, or if my night would be too disturbed to have dreams. If I was in with the bunnies. Because that's what I'm worried about.
I reckon you'd have more. I think you'd be sleeping quite lightly.
Oh, yeah. I forget that that's how it works. It's a good thing I don't have a podcast where I should know these things.
Well, I mean, it might be wrong. This is just something I've accepted into my brain that that's how it works.
Well, it's like literally every year when it rains in summer or spring, I'm like, oh, good. The rain dampens down the pollen. My hay fever will be okay today. And then it's always worse because the rain kicks up the pollen. But every year I'm just like, oh, good, it's raining.
Hooray!
Dampen down the pollen. Nope. It's just never. It's like how I am still confused, despite being on this earth like 36 years. Every time the clocks change, I'm like, I don't understand which way they go. It's impossible to know. What does this mean? You would have thought I would have some semblance of time now, but no.
No.
I am also worried
Yeah.
for when we do our little sleepover. I'm like, what if I don't have a dream?
Well, I think even if you don't have a dream, I think we'll have plenty to think about and plenty to talk about before the dream.
Yeah.
I reckon. Just like without spoiling it for everyone. Basically, this is our plan for episode 100. To have a little sleepover somewhere that we're not going to say just yet. And yeah, I think like just the things that are there, the things that are around us, we'll be able to have a little mooch around there a bit and have a nice chat. And
Yeah.
I think we'll have a good old time. And yeah, if we don't dream, we don't dream.
So be it. I am already getting ahead of myself. I don't know if you do this, but I'm already like, oh my gosh, we're going to do this episode. It's going to be on location. It's going to be so good. The people will call for more. We're going to end up going all over the country and staying in different places. This is going to be like huge and all of this stuff. And then I'm just like, no, we've not even filmed it yet.
No. And just be like, yeah, that was all right. Good job.
Yeah.
Well
not really for me, but you tried.
I'll pass.
I go on such like daydreams whenever I do anything that's like out of the ordinary. I'm like, this is it. My big break.
This is it. It's finally time.
Yep. We're going to be like, have you ever watched a YouTuber called Ryan Trahan?
No.
He, like, I don't really know how he started out on YouTube, but we watch his videos every now and then. But he does these things where he goes to like the worst rated restaurants or drive-thrus or hotels or B&Bs in the country. And his mission is that he has to leave a 5-star review, but it has to be honest.
Okay.
And so he'll do things where he'll be like, he'll read through all the reviews and it'll be like, Miranda was really horrible to me and it made my weekend really bad. So he will go to the place and he'll try and find Miranda and have like a lovely
Miranda.
Yeah, and have like a lovely chat with her, and then he'll leave a review being like 5 stars, Miranda was very helpful and stuff like that. But he will literally like, there was a time when he was staying in different Airbnbs and he literally flew out to like Scotland to stay in the Shrek one. He's been to there was one where he stayed in like sleep pods, like the little ones you get at airports.
Yeah.
And he went out to like Germany and maybe Iceland and just like places like that. And I'm just like, that must be so, like, obviously it is a lot of work. It's not that he just, goes to these places and has a jolly. Like, he does have to film all of the vlog and like all of this stuff. And it must be a lot of traveling, is very tiring. But whenever I look at them, I'm like, oh, that's a good gig, that is.
That is, yeah, that sounds really fun.
Yeah.
Well, when episode 100 goes huge, we can go wherever we want.
We're going to start getting sponsored by hotels to
Airbnb,
stay in them.
Sponsor us.
We get a sponsorship from a mattress company and
Hell yeah.
get free mattresses.
Woo!
This
is our ticket to success.
Yeah, and a new mattress, which is the measurement of success, I feel.
Yes, absolutely. Need one of those.
Yeah.
Want some nice new bedding too. John Lewis, can you sponsor us? Give me some.
Oh, you're going for the good stuff.
Oh yeah, well, this is only the best for comfort zone.
Going for the Egyptian cotton.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Well, would you like to hear my dream?
Yes, I would.
I have no memory of it. I don't know what it is.
Excellent.
Yay! For some reason, I was looking for a recording, not to date the episode, which I am about to do, but I was looking for a recording on my phone. I was like, I swear I recorded one on the 12th of May. It's the 9th today.
It's not the 12th.
So apparently I just know that on the 12th I will have a dream.
You need to pay attention now on the 12th. That might be a little premonition.
Yeah. But I was like, oh no, it's the 7th, huh? Like, yeah, because that date has happened. That's how. But this is one I had 2 days ago.
Hell yeah. Well, let's give it a listen.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. I had a dream that I was going to a Jellybean convention, and I remember having to walk all this way to it and pick up a parcel on the way. And it was Totoro themed, and you got given these 2 little pouches because it was meant to be like your jelly bean pouches that you collect all the different jelly beans in. And I chose one that was like a grey shoulder bag that had like a little embroidered Totoro in it. And I was getting messages all the time from other people who were saying like, oh, I'm on my way. And I was thinking, I didn't realise so many people were going to this Jellybean convention. And I think I was even trying on like these special shoes that you would wear to go to it as well. Like these comfy boots, Jellybean boots. But at the same time, in the dream, there was also this thing about, I think I was meant to be flying to maybe like Germany, but the sky just like exploded. Like it was like the sun or the moon just broke or something, and I was thinking like, we can't fly like this, like the world is ending. What the heck? Everyone seems very calm, and everyone was like, oh no, the planes are still running. It's absolutely fine. And I was just looking up at the sky, and it was all just like this deep like purple with like a big tear across it and all of this stuff. And I was like, how are we meant to, like, part of me was thinking, I guess being up in a plane, you'd get some amazing photos of this. But also, no, this seems like a really bad thing to do. But yeah, it ended on the jellybean bit, so it did end on a good note. But I never got to go. I woke up on my way there. The end. Bye-bye. I do remember this dream. I remember the Jellybean convention.
Right. So you went to get jelly beans, and the world kind of ended a little bit. The sky just went a little bit apocalyptic.
It did. I swear this is like a common theme in my dreams, where like the sky is very threatening, very end of the world. I've had so many dreams where I've suddenly looked up and the moon is huge and there's meteors falling out of the sky and all of this stuff. And I don't know why it's such a common thing. Like, not all the time, but more times, enough times to be noticeable as an ongoing theme.
No, I get it. I've kind of had those before. Like, I don't know if you remember the one where it was really windy and like stuff was just like falling out of the sky in my dream.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weirdly common thing, I guess.
Big sky.
Big sky. It's
also,
the plan of Big Sky.
When I was recently, because I'm playing through Mass Effect, as you know, I'm on Mass Effect 2. And when I was playing it most recently, when you go in and talk to the elusive man, you know, the background that's behind him with like the big burning yellow and purpley sun. I think that was the sky, because as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, that was how it looked in my dream. That's why. So it could just be that it was like from that. I'm trying to look up sky in my book, but it isn't here.
There's no sky in there?
No sky.
What about like space?
Oh, wait, no. I was doing the alphabet wrong.
Okay.
I was like, surely K is before I. No, turns out this uses the traditional alphabet.
Not the briny alphabet, I see.
Yeah.
Good to know.
It says in dreams, the sky can represent the mind. Well, the sky was breaking, so what does that mean? It can also signify our potential. Floating or flying in the sky? No. If the sky is dark, it may reflect our mood of gloominess. If it is bright, our mood of joy. The sky signifies the unattainable. Whatever effort we can never make the sky... whatever effort we make, we can never make the sky tangible.
Oh.
But what does it mean if it's falling in? If it's just apocalyptic and explodey?
Is apocalypse in the book?
Apocalypse. No.
Okay.
Appetite, appointment, no apocalypse.
Oh.
I wonder if sweets are in here, because I swear we've looked up sweets before. But the Jellybeans played a very large part of this dream. These tend to represent, sensual pleasure.
Of course.
That's literally all it says.
Right.
Sensual pleasure. That I literally had to turn the page over. It says, these tend to represent, and then the pause was me turning the page, and then the next page just says, sensual pleasure. So, there you go.
Wonderful.
I think the reason that I dreamed about jelly beans... I'm wondering how much of this I can say, because so basically, there's a Flight of the Conchords song, and it's called "I'll Be the Racist Dragon,"
right?
And I was listening to it the other day because it gets into my head a lot, this song. And so I listened to it, and in the song, it's like, it says that Albie is basically in the style of like a children's song, like as if they're like, it opens with them being like episode 6 or something like that. And in it, Albie is crying, and it's like he was crying dragon tears, which, as you all know, are jelly beans. And I think it was just that got into my head. Like at the end, he like learns the error of his ways, and then he cries a single tear that's every color of the rainbow. And it's all just jelly beans, all the colors of the rainbow. You have to listen to the song, because out of context, it sounds really bad. But it's a really good song. And so I think that was the only reason that I had jelly beans on the brain, is because I was listening to the song because of the dragon tears.
Oh, wow. Oh my God.
And but the bag was so cool.
Right.
Like the little Totoro, like embroidered. It was this little like grey shoulder bag, and it was like a little pouch that you would put all your jelly beans in from the jelly bean convention. And you know when you like wake up and you're like, I want that to be real. It was so lovely.
Yeah.
I want it. And the fact that you got given like this little... so maybe the reason for this is there is a subscription box that my friend keeps linking me to, and because he's linked me to it, and I would really love it, it's like a witchy subscription box.
Okay.
And because I've now clicked on the link, it suggested it for me on Facebook. And then I was like, oh, well, you do get a free key if you sign up this month. You get a free witch's key, and it's really cool looking. And then because I clicked on that, now Instagram is like, I'm going to start advertising you this box as well. And I'm just like, I have to be strong. But it does look really good. And I think maybe that was because I was just imagining what it would be like if I did order it, because I love unpacking mystery boxes.
Yeah.
And
no, I get that.
Subscriptions and just those like little surprises.
I just love like lucky bags.
Yes.
It's like, we were talking about Too Good To Go. The
app.
Like, I've been getting a couple of those. Like, me and my mum got one from Costa the other day, and Nightjar messaged me the other day, like, I got my first Too Good To Go. And Nightjar got a bunch of pretzels from Auntie Anne's, and I got some sandwiches and a wrap from Costa. And it's just like, I don't need this. But it's like a lucky dip. Like, I'm walking into the shop and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to get. Am I going to get like just a load of crap? Like, I got breakfast from the carvery. I got some pancakes, some hash browns, and some tinned tomatoes. I was like, yeah, let's go. Breakfast.
Well, it's like even things like, do you ever look on eBay at like when, I don't know how legal this is. You know, when people are like, we've just emptied like we found some old post and it can't be sent anywhere, and you just buy a parcel and you don't know what's going to be inside.
Wait, you can do that on eBay?
What? Maybe. Unless it's illegal to buy that, and that goes, no, maybe, I don't know. I'm not doing it. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
But you can also, like, when people buy, like, garages and storage boxes and stuff, and you don't know what's inside. Like, all of that sort of stuff. Just mystery bags.
I love it.
It's difficult with subscriptions because I feel like they can be very hit and miss. But like, if you get like a geek box, and then sometimes it might be a show that you don't actually like and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like, did you ever get stuff from QWERTY, the t-shirt website?
Yes,
they're still going, but basically you could buy a random shirt from them for like a tenner, and they would send you it. But the problem is, it was all around like 2011, so you'd get Supernatural, Doctor Who, or Sherlock t-shirts most of the time, and it's just I'm not interested.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But they still do it. Well, I don't know if they do the random shirt, but QWERTY's still going. But it's just the random aspect. It's like, hell yeah, like the high of having a random shirt arriving in the mail before you open it and notice it's a Super Hulock shirt.
Yeah.
It was always very fun.
But that's why, like, I am tempted to buy this. Like, I looked through all of the previous boxes to try and decide how I would feel if I had have opened that and got that stuff. And I'm just like, oh, it is really nice. And then for everyone I did like, I would then be like, well, does that mean I'm less likely to like this next one because I would have liked the previous month or stuff like that? Maybe I should just go for it.
I think you should go for it. You're thinking about it too much.
Yeah. Maybe you can't do it on eBay. I'm looking now. I searched unopened
you're looking
parcels.
For the illegal parcels?
Maybe you can't do it anymore.
Unopened mail.
Pokemon Japan post stamp box, full complete set, unopened, sealed.
Oh.
Only $400.
Oh. Vintage Carters of Sheffield corn flour, unopened in packaging. Wow, vintage corn flour.
Oh.
Sign me up.
Unopened mail with wax seal, maybe from 1804 or 1904. But I feel like that's quite a big gap.
That's a big gap. Kinder Egg surprise job lot bundle, 15 unopened brand new Kinder Egg toys. Hell yeah. 15 toys? Let's go. That's a $5 with $2.79 delivery.
Do you know my favorite thing to search on eBay is job lot?
Oh god, yeah.
I love a job lot.
Job lot. Hang on, I'm going to search. I was going to search like mystery bag, but I'm going to search job lot.
Job lot.
Right, what have we got for a job lot? We've got some car parts.
Vintage 74 various Sylvanian families.
20 times brand new items, clearance sale, pallet, wholesale box, job lot. What is this?
Oh, I don't know, but I want it. You sold it to me.
Is it boxes or is it... Oh, there's a lot of warehouse. If you search warehouse clearance, it's just got lots of pictures of like cardboard boxes, and it's like, yeah, look, mixed box of assorted items, clothing, automotive items, DIY, mobile phone accessories, fashion accessories. It's just everything. It's like an Amazon warehouse clear out.
Oh my gosh!
You never know what you're gonna get.
That's just
So it's warehouse stock. We've got a bit off the rails here, but this is so exciting. Job lot, random mixed items, warehouse stock clearance, average 30 plus items, 20 quid. Oh my god.
Terrible podcast section. We're just going to read out the names of eBay things. with no visual accompaniment.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll help you with the visual accompaniment, everybody. It's a cardboard box. That's it. It's a mystery box. You don't know what's in it.
That's the mystery. I mean, I guess the way they tempt people in is that they go like, oh, it's $40 to get this, but maybe I could sell the stuff on individually and make so much more. But
they always have those at Comic-Con. They have like the nerd boxes and they're like 50 quid, but you don't know what's in them. So
I always get like, maybe it's a cynical way to look at it, but I always look at those sorts of boxes and I'm like, is this just the stuff that didn't sell? And you're just like, well, if we sell it for half the price and call it a mystery thing, then people will be forced to buy it. We're not forced.
Okay, so this one I've just found, the things that it's listed like as a potential, it says electricals, kids' toys, household products, daily consumables, adult toy.
Oh.
So it could be anything.
What would be your, if you could get a job lot of any one specific thing, what would it be?
Oh.
I did see a job lot of Game Boys the other day and I thought of you.
Oh, yes. I have actually, I'm guilty of looking at Game Boy job lots on eBay because I really want the Card Captors one. And even just finding a shell of it, like I would take up Game Boy Restoration if I found a shell of a Card Captors Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
And just get it fixed up. I would love one of those. So yeah, job lot of Game Boy. Like I've seen like TikToks of people who buy Game Boy job lots too, and they just go through them like, oh, this is so and so, this is the gold one, this is the Pokemon one. I'm like, oh, send it to me. I want it.
There is a Nintendo Game Boy Color Card Captor Sakura. It's only $216.
That's okay. I think I've looked before and I saw one that was like $500.
Oh yeah, there's one that's over $800.
£173 from Japan.
It's unopened, that one.
Oh, I want one so bad. I really want one. Don't worry about the golden GameCube anymore. I want a Card Captor Sakura Game Boy Color from, I don't know what year it was, 98 probably. 1998, more than likely. Just give it to me. I want one so bad.
I look at job lots of Doll's House furniture a lot.
Ooh, that's cool.
I love it. I love it so much.
I think you hit the nail on the head by saying Game Boy job lots for me.
It was like a video that was suggested to me on Instagram that was a Game Boy job lot, and I did think of you. But I think I'd already sent you like 3 reels that day, so I didn't send it to you. I try and pace myself. I wait until you reply with one, and then I'm like, okay, let's reset
that's
it
what
now.
I do. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I've said too many. I'll wait. I'll pace myself. I'm just looking at job lots on eBay now. Welcome to the podcast, everyone.
Job lot zone.
This is the question for the week. If you could have a job lot of anything on eBay, what would you get?
I think going back to the dream, the final part of it is that Totoro, we'd just done, I think the week before, a Minecraft Gartic. This will be going out in ages time, so people will have forgotten by then. But my theme, what's the word? My prompt.
There was a Totoro involved, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was Totoro. So I think that was just it. I was just thinking about the boy himself.
About he.
Yeah,
the guy
sleeping on his tummy.
So what would you say like the dream overall kind of felt like? Because like there was Jellybeans and Totoro's involved, but then there was the apocalypse sky. Like, was it a scary dream? Or was it
I don't know.
Pretty chill?
I think it was probably like, I mean, I woke up from it in a good mood because I was just thinking like Jellybean convention.
Jellybean convention. And when was this? 2 days ago, did you say?
This was 2 days ago, yeah.
Okay.
I remember, I don't know if they do it anymore, but you know Jelly Belly Jellybeans?
Yes.
They used to do this thing in the very early days of the internet where if you were like one of the first like 50 people to go onto their website in the morning, you could get free jelly beans.
Ooh.
They would send you a little sample pack to the
Oh,
first
that's
people who
cute.
signed up for it. And I remember one time I was successful and I got free jelly beans.
Ah.
That was unrelated to the dream. I hadn't thought about that in years. But yeah, I wonder if it's to do with like new opportunities, I guess, because we're doing
Right.
this thing where we're going away. Maybe that's what the traveling was about. We're not really
Yeah,
going
that's
away,
true.
but I
We're
wonder if
having
it's
our
just
little
like we had like a
sleepover.
big well, when was the productive day?
Yesterday?
Oh, so this dream was before then. Okay, so it was nothing to do with that.
We had a day where we both woke up and we had our recording in the morning, and then we just went into productive mode and we were like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to blah, 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 blah. And we set up a Trello and we got all sorts done.
Yeah.
And then today we're like, no more.
We've actually done now.
We're done for a few months.
But
But at least we're organized.
yeah, at least we know what we should be doing whilst we're procrastinating.
Exactly.
Although, like I said, I have been you have done some doodles and I have been doing some renders, so we're slowly getting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the dream was just like amalgamations of all little things all just clumped together. I guess I am like with the traveling part, I know this isn't like flying or anything, but I am nervous about traveling down to Cornwall in a couple of weeks.
Aww.
Just because with the train connections, the journey's going to take like 6.5 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just because it's like you have to get the train down to Exeter, then down to Portsmouth, then across to Bodmin, then get 2 buses up to Tintagel.
Bloody
and I'm just
hell.
like, whereas it's actually like pretty much the same distance as from here to London. It's just obviously the network isn't in place.
It's not as good. Yeah.
So I think just the thought of doing that much traveling, it'll be lovely once we're there.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's so stressful. How long are you there for?
We're there for 5 days. So, because what I wanted was our anniversary is like right in the middle, and then there's a day either side where we're not traveling, and then the travel days are either side of that. Because I was like, I don't want to spend the anniversary either too tired from traveling or too worried about having to travel the next day. So it's got like a little travel sandwich in the middle with a good buffer. Also, just having a dream that's lots of bits and pieces is probably to do with, it feels like, even though I'm not like super rushed or anything, it feels like there's a lot going on at the moment because there's an exciting thing happening with Yogscast at the end of the month that got announced yesterday, but there's been no details about it. But we've got like that coming up, and then I've got like my friend's wedding to go to in a couple of months, and I'm cat sitting next week, and it's just, you know, when it's like nothing particularly stressful, but just lots of little things.
Yeah, there's just lots of things to keep track of and lots of planning, so it just feels like it's super busy right now.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Lots of little things like jelly beans.
Jelly beans. There's like jelly beans all over the place, and we got to collect them all up and make sure we don't drop any.
Yeah. I wonder if there is a jelly bean convention.
I'm still looking at job lots.
Oh. There's a jelly bean conference in
What?
Shoreditch.
That sounds very professional.
Oh, it's actually just a conference for wedding suppliers. There's nothing to do with jelly beans. It's just called the Jelly Bean Conference.
Why are they named as such?
Where are the jelly beans?
Where are they? I was promised jelly beans.
I got my jelly bean bag and everything.
I've not been having any. Well, I have been having dreams, but they're just not staying in my head. I think, again, I'm still going through that phase where I'm having tons of dreams in a night. Like, I'm waking up feeling really not rested a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And I think now, because it's really getting warm as well, I'm like dehydrated to top that off.
Oh,
So
no.
I'm having these just really surface level dreams, and they never ever stay in my mind. Like, half the time I can't tell if they're daydreams or not. I'm like, am I awake and I'm just thinking and I'm dreaming, or am I actually dreaming? I have no idea. But yeah, like it's bizarre. I did have that dream the other day though, where I was making pizza. I told you and Rythian about this because it had Rythian in it. I was making pizza, and I don't think I've said this on the podcast yet, for my dad and my brother. And one of the pizzas had like this tomato and onion reduction that I was making on the hob, and I was going to put that on top of it, and that was for one of them. Then the other had something else, and then I was going to make myself one, and I was going to make wakame, which is like a seaweed salad that you get with sushi, and hot honey, which I don't know if that's a good combination, but honestly it sounds pretty banging, so I might have to just make this for myself.
Your own Somni gastronomy.
This is my own Somni gastronomy. I would absolutely, because wakame is so nice. It's like really sweet and tasty and crunchy. So I think with a bit of hot honey, but maybe something like a little bit savory to balance it out. Oh, I don't know. I'll have a think. A good cheese. But anyway, I was about to start making my own pizza, and then a figure who was a combination of both my mum and Rythian turned up. It was more than my mum, but and it looked like my mum, but in my brain, like just in the dream, it was like, this is Rythian as well. And this was the day after Pathfinder. This was probably Sunday night that I had this dream, which makes sense. And mum is suddenly like, I want to go to the beach. I want to go beachcombing. I want you to come and look for bottles and shells with me. And I was like, all right, give me a minute. I'm just making my pizza, and then I'll be happy to come. And then she starts kicking off. She's like, no, we need to go now. I want to go now, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, just give me a minute. I need to make my pizza. I want to make my I've already made 2 pizzas. Now I want a pizza. And then Mum/Rythian cast a 5th level suggestion spell on me, and I failed my saving throw. So they cast this spell and were like, come to the beach and go beachcombing with me. And instead of being like, okay, that sounds like a good idea, I was like, for fuck's sake. Because I'd failed the save. I was like, are you serious? Are you really casting 5th level suggestion spells on me? So I turned around to Mum/Rythian and I was like, how long does this spell last? And they went, 6 hours. And I just went, all right, well, I'll see you next session. And I left. As if it was a D&D session. And we were like PvPing. I was like, I can't make my sodding pizza. You've just charmed me, so I go to the beach with you. I'm going home. If you'd have asked nicely, I would have gone to the beach after my pizza. I love beachcombing. But no. Rythian/Mum, you were too forceful with your suggestion spell.
Oh my gosh.
Dear. Yeah, that's the last stream I remember. That was on Sunday night. But yeah, that was a funny one. And we got a good pizza out of it, which I really want to make.
I love that it's got the typical like ADHD thing of, even though it is an activity you would have liked to do because you're being told to do it, you're like, no.
No,
I'm
busy.
going.
I don't want to do it. You're asking me? That's a no.
It's like I was talking to, so when I went to the Dota the other weekend, I met someone who I didn't know, but they're like a friend of a friend, and we were talking about that friend and saying like, they were like, I love playing Dota with them because they're always just like telling me exactly what to do. And I was like, I hate playing Dota with them because they're always telling me exactly what to do.
I remember you telling me about this. I know who this is.
I was like,
well, but didn't we say this on the podcast?
Oh, maybe. But it was just like the fact that it's such different. Like some people are like, oh no, it's really nice. Like they're guiding me. They're being really helpful. Whereas I'm just like, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah,
I'll do the opposite if you tell me to do this.
Yeah. I feel really bad a lot of the time. And I think people just don't understand that sometimes it can be an ADHD thing. Like being defiant is an ADHD thing. And poor Xylus, bless him, I think gets the brunt of it from me, because when he's like explaining something, he goes really in depth. Like with Xylus, if you ask him a question, like, you know, we're playing Sea of Thieves and I'm like, oh, Xylus, what's that purple thing on the horizon? He'll be like, okay, well, you've not done one of those before, back in 2016, they introduced the purple, and then he'll start like being really, really elaborate with his explanation. And I'm like, Silas, I don't need all of this. I want you to just tell me what the purple. And it's just like, I'm just being defiant for no reason. And he's just trying to be helpful.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, Gussie, just calm down. He's being helpful. This is good information. But yeah, it's just my brain works. Like if people are like that, I'm like, are you being condescending? Am I being talked down to? I need to just stop and take a step back. Otherwise, I'm gonna get like arsey and defiant for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
It's like I get it with chat all the time.
Oh God, yeah, all the time.
When someone's like, oh yeah, you should go down there. There's like a really cool quest there. And I'm just like, I'm never going down there now.
I'm not going to do that.
And then like in the back of my head, I'm like, I know I would enjoy it. I know they're making a friendly suggestion. So sometimes I try and force myself to be like, okay, I'll go do it. But I'm just like,
I guess.
Look at me having fun. Thank you.
I'm playing Bloodborne at the minute, and yeah, Souls likes are really notorious for people backseeing, and my chat is good. They are good. With Bloodborne at least, and
yeah,
it's like sometimes you get a couple of random people in, and you know they've not been there before, and they're like, "Can I backseat?" Or they'll just say, "Oh, you should really do this thing," and people might be like, "Oh, don't backseat," and so yeah, they're very good, but. Even the friendly suggestions where it's like, you're going the wrong way, you should go this way. I'm like, no. I'm going to go the wrong way for the next 45 minutes. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And it's like, why am I like this?
Because it's my choice.
Why? I just don't want to admit that I'm wrong, please.
Yeah. It's like when I started working at the vet, I made like a real conscious effort to just ask questions if I didn't know something, because all my life I've been very much just like, if someone's just like, do you know how to do this? I'm immediately like, yep. And then they leave and I'm like, I don't know, why did I say that? Why did I? So at the vet, I was very much just like, no, can you show me how to do this? Can you explain, please? And I think that did help me get a lot better with that stuff, but it's still so ingrained.
It is. It's
be
really
like
difficult.
It's like, oh my gosh, I met this author the other day. I went to a talk by an author who wrote, she does like Greek mythology books.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my books is absolutely battered. It's my favorite book by her. And somehow the copy got absolutely trashed. I don't remember how, but I mistreat books because I like getting paperbacks so I can shove them in my bag and they look read. I'm not really that interested in having like shelf books that just look pretty. So I got her to sign this book and she was like, oh, what happened to it? And instead of just being like, I don't know, I was immediately like, oh, my friend put their drink in my bag. And she was like, oh, what drink was it? And I was like, I don't know because I've made it up. So what do I say? I don't know. And then she just went, it wasn't tea, was it? I hate tea. And I was like, why would they want tea in my bag? Like, what? Why would you put tea in a bag? And I was just so confused.
Sounds like awkward conversation.
It really was. I was just there like, okay, well, thank you. And I was like, as I walked away, I was in such shock because I was like, why did I lie? There was no reason. Like, this is a stranger to me. I should have just said, I don't know. I read it.
Yeah.
Me? I'm what happened to it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it immediately was just like, here's an excuse.
It's being put on the spot, isn't it? I don't know about you, but I really struggle when I'm put on the spot.
Yeah.
Like that. And I don't know, that's not necessarily an ADHD thing. That's just people who are not very good at being on the spot kind of thing. You know, it's, I've been talking to Ridian a lot about like our Pathfinder sessions, like, because in the last couple, I've had like these big conversations with like backstory NPCs that have really gone on. and he's like, they have so much information. You didn't ask this question. You didn't ask like this question. And I was like, I didn't think of that question in the moment. I just say what my mouth wants to say. I don't think of things to say. I don't, think, oh, this question would be apt. I just say words. I really struggle. And the thing is, like, Duncan, on the other hand, is so good at just coming up with questions that will help us as a party when we're playing Pathfinder. And he will ask all of these really, really good things. But the thing is, when I'm put in a room with my backstory NPC and it's like, okay, we're doing a scene, I'm like, but don't get me wrong, the scenes were fantastic, but I did not get a lot of information out of these characters.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is sometimes. Like, you're asked a question and it's just like, you just run your mouth, and afterwards it's like, why did I say that? Why did I say that someone put tea in my bag?
Yeah. I think like that's one of the nice things about Tales from the Loop, where you're playing children.
Yeah, because it makes more sense.
Yeah, you can just be like, I don't know, they put tea in my bag. And you're like, they didn't, but
wow,
I'm a
she's
child,
so good at role-playing.
Yeah. When really, I'm just still living as a child.
Exactly. This is another thing. Like, I had a thing with my character. We're like on a boat and we're sneaking around. And I was with one of my backstory NPCs and we were trying to get into a locked door. And I like tried the door and a guard turned around and was like, oh, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm looking for the buffet. And the buffet was the room we just came from. And I knew that. And I was just like, oh my God, why did I say that? And he's like, yeah, it's back down those stairs where you just came from. I was like, oh, thank you so much. Now we need to just leave this place that we need to be in. Oh God.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm not very good at thinking on the spot.
I think
really not.
It's also like that for, like, okay, this isn't me making an excuse. I'm not the best person at games anyway. I play games to have fun, not to be good at them, which is good because I'm not. But when people assume that how you play a game when it's in a recording or on stream is the top of your ability, really frustrates me because I'm like, no, I'm so distracted and I'm under a lot of pressure. Like, I saw a comment recently that was just like, about TTT, and they were like, oh, I wish Bridie could aim. Oh, she throws the game, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, no, it's just because you're under so much pressure.
Yeah,
and you're like,
you need to talk to people. You're there to make content. Like, the game is secondary to, like, being a part of the video. You're not really focusing on the game. Like, if we wanted to try hard, then we could.
Yeah. And it's like, when it comes down to it, like, if I was just like, playing the game casually on my own, I could aim and I could get a shot off and I'd be fine. But as soon as it comes down to that, like, oh my gosh, there's only 2 of us left alive and I need to kill them, and then I just go into panic mode and then I can't aim at all. I'm just like, just my big slippery tentacle hands slopping all over my mouse, just like, and then I'm dead and I'm like, okay.
I have like 2 levels when it's like that. I'm either completely useless or I just go full Terminator. Like, in most of the time I'm completely useless, but in like the last TTT episode that went out, like, so many of the comments are like, oh my God, Kirsty carry that last round, because I was just like no-scoping Ben with a revolver, and I was like, I don't know how I did that. That was completely luck. That was entirely luck. And then I found some handcuffs and I chased Rythian and was like, take these and die. And then I shot him and it's like, oh, Kirsty just did so good. And I was like, I don't know how.
We did a CSGO tournament, I think, not last Jingle Jam, but the one before. And I shot my gun, like, someone moved and it made me jump, and I turned around and was just like, and I shot my gun. And then everyone was sending me clips being like, oh my gosh, Tom was so impressed at that headshot you just got. And I was like, there was someone there. Like, I genuinely just fired because my finger pressed the mouse when I jumped. And they were like, oh my God, headshot. And I was just like, oh.
There's a clip of me as well. I did a 24-hour stream a few years ago. And it was always a tradition to play Counter-Strike at like 3 a.m. And there's a clip of me I would have started at 12. So 15 hours into this 24-hour stream, absolutely delirious at 3 a.m. playing Counter-Strike. And I was on that map that has banana, and people were just filing out of banana, and I killed 3 of them in a row with a pistol. I was like, bam! yeah, headshot, bam, oh my god, headshot, bam, bam, bam. And then people are like, oh my god, she's cracked. And I'm like, no, I'm just really sleep deprived. I can't control when I turn on these skills.
Oh my gosh. I guess I always prefer when, like, I mean, because I'm not good at the game, if people say, like, Rainy said this and it made me laugh, I'm like, that's nice. Because that's actually what I am trying to do, is be goofy. So it's nice if people like that. Because they're not going to like the plays, because there aren't any from me. Just being a silly little guy.
Yeah. We're just there to be silly guys. And if we happen to get a nice headshot, that's cool.
Well, I guess it's time for us to run away into the sunset.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
Off we go.
Off we go to bed.
To Mimi.
Thank you for a lovely chat, Kirsty.
Thank you for a lovely chat, Brongle.
And thank you everyone for listening. Until next time, bye-bye for now, everyone.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.